How to build and rebuild trust. I'm Ruth Kudzi, the founder of Ruth Kudzi Coaching. I transformed my life and my business, and I'm passionate about helping others do the same. Trust is so important, and we do hear people saying that once broken, you can never get it back. I'm going to talk to you today about how you can build trust and rebuild trust. So the simplest way to build trust is to always act in a way that is consistent. So how do you do this? Well, think about what your values are. Think about what those things are that really drive you. And when you're making decisions, sit with those values. Is this decision consistent with my value? Show up as you are. We see online and offline that when you're trying to be something that you're not, that is when there might be a lack of trust. When things don't correlate, when dates don't add up, when stories don't add up, when you're trying to be something different, you lose people's trust. People want to know what to expect. In a world, we want to have that certainty. We want to believe that what we know to be true is true. And if you are showing up and being honest about who you are, where you've come from, what you do, then it's much easier to build trust, because then you're going to attract people who resonate with your story, who get you, and you're not going to have to always be pretending to be something that you're not, because that mask is going to slip. And actually, even in work contexts and other contexts, when we are thinking that we have to be more bubbly or more analytical or more detailed than we naturally are, at some point that mask will slip. Either we'll be overtired and we'll make a mistake, or we'll be under stress and we will resort to type. So this is where I'm encouraging you to get to know yourself really, really well, to understand who you are. Because if you understand who you are, you're going to start to recognize when you're going to get triggered and what those behaviors are. For example, I always say to my team, when we're in launch mode and there's lots going on, I know that under stress, I can get very direct and very directive. So I let them know before that. I say to them, if we're in launch mode and I'm like this, and if for any reason it upsets you, let me know. That will never be my intention, and this is why. So we have that conversation before. So they have that trust. They know this isn't about them. They know that I know myself well enough to know that sometimes when I'm under pressure, I can be direct. And I know for some of my team that they can take that personally. So if I always speak about that with them, then they know before it happens. So when it happens, they're like, okay, right, Ruth has told me that she might be more direct under this circumstance. So this is okay. So that's the first thing. Honest, consistent, being you, not thinking that you need to wear any other hats. The second way that we build trust is we show a genuine interest in other people, and we are honest. In business, can we help them or can't we? Really simple. Are we saying yes when we should say no? So it's about being comfortable saying no to people, and actually with our friends and families as well, being comfortable saying no, being clear about our boundaries, being really clear. So consistency, clarity, being able to say no, listening to others, and actually showing an interest in them, and adapting our communication to how they want to communicate. Do they need longer to make a decision? Do they need more detail? Do they make decisions quickly? How are we being in that relationship? Because it is about us adapting our communication and our style for the person so that we're able to build that rapport and develop that trust. I think that at the core of trust is honesty. And this is how we rebuild trust too. So if for whatever reason we've lost trust, if maybe we've said that we're going to do something and we haven't done it, or maybe something's happened and it's got messy, the best thing that you can do is say sorry and apologize. And be open and honest about what's happened. Be open and honest if you've made a mistake. Be open and honest and listen to the other person's viewpoint. appreciate their viewpoint, but also appreciate your viewpoint and let them know that you've made this decision or something has happened, why you've done it, and then look at a way forward. Trust is not rebuilt if there's blame. So actually, part of rebuilding trust is about being an adult and saying, I've made a mistake, or I'm really sorry that I upset you, and then looking at how you're going to move forward. If you get stuck in a conflict, take a step back. Let the person know that you're sorry about the conflict or whatever's happened. Let the person know that you appreciate that you could have done things differently, and then talk about a way forward. Ask them how they'd like you to approach it differently in the future. And remember that if they're not open to having this conversation, it's okay to walk away. We don't have to always maintain relationships with everybody. Sometimes something will happen and people will see it very, very differently. If we're able to step away and be non-judgmental, we're able to move forward. But if the other party aren't able to do that, it's completely okay to walk away. The secret of actually building relationships personally and in business is about being honest and open. Not keeping secrets, being really clear, and acknowledging when you get things wrong. We are all fallible, we all make mistakes, we're all human. And it doesn't really matter about how we make mistakes, it matters about how we deal with them. So always front up, own up, and look at what you can do to move forward. People do forgive. People do realise that everybody makes mistakes. And if you have hurt somebody, or if they feel that you've hurt them, always explore their point of view. I hope this has helped you think about how you can build and rebuild trust and why trust is so important to personal and business relationships. Our next video is coming up over here, but remember, ring the bell, subscribe, and like this first.